Hello everyone and good evening. Good evening to another tutorial session for this course on programming using Python. Okay, algorithms and what data structures in Python. So before we go on, as is customary, uh, would any of you like to ask questions regarding the previous tutorial or whatever has been done in class so far? That includes the lectures up to week 5. Anyone? How, what has been the difficulty level so far? I mean, on a scale of 0 to 10, how easy or difficult, how difficult has the course been from on a scale of 0 to 10 so far? And are you able to follow the tutorials, the videos, and do the assignments? I mean, let's go one by one. Are you able to follow the video lectures uploaded as part of the course?
Yes, sir.
Okay, everyone is everyone in agreement? Okay, I get another yes from uncle. Please speak up if you have issues. Okay. Secondly, do you are you having issues with the tutorial sessions?
No, sir.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. If you're going to be silent, then I'll take the answer in the positive. That is, you're not having issues. Okay. But if you are having issues, please voice them because this is the place to do so regarding whatever has been taught in the course. Okay, not the admin part. So I imagine the last part of the week 5 was slightly longish. No, you had to write a lot of small bits of code, right? But it was nothing
Yes,
new.
sir.
It was nothing new that we hadn't done. You had to use all the principles. We had done it in small bits in different weeks, and you had to like combine all what you learned, do some list comprehension, do some dictionary and things like that, write an for loop, all those kind of things. Okay. And I think compared to the week so far, the week 5 lectures are not that heavy. You didn't have a lot to do. Some of the things were covered earlier in the tutorial sessions, for example, strings. And then you had very like minor things like exceptional handling and what else? Something like that. But I think you had working on files, handling files. But these are like just nothing too difficult from the writing programs point of view because you didn't have a lot of algorithms to work on this time. Okay, I would implore you to go and look back at weeks 2, 3, and 4, the videos, and work out the programs on things from GCD to selection sort, insertion sort, work out the complexity and these kind of things because those are the main, and from my point of view, the main the crux of this course. Okay, and you learn something more along the way, but the one major part of this course is algorithms. So please go and do those video lectures properly. Okay, now coming to this week, this tutorial session, we'll be working on 2 or 3 different topics, something we have covered previously, but I'll go through them again. Okay, I think mostly on strings I will go through them again. We have done them in week 2, I guess. Okay, so let's start off. So let's start off with this holy grail. We have different data types, and this time we'll be focusing mostly on string. Okay, so I will share my screen. Please stop me whenever you feel like. Okay, so that it's more of an interaction. Yeah, the class strength has reduced. It's gone to 20. I don't know why, but usually that happens as the course goes along. Okay. Okay. So yeah, today we'll be focusing on strings. Okay. There's nothing much on the slides. It's usually the programs that we do in the video lectures that you need to watch to gain a handle on the course. Okay. We'll go back to something I wrote on week 2. Okay. So these are operations on strings that some of things have done, and some of these things can be used on lists as well. Okay. Now suppose I have so this is a string. How do you define a string? You define them in single inverted quotes or double inverted quotes like this. Okay. Uh, yeah, yeah, something like this. So a variable equals something in quotes. This is an empty string. Now I'll fill the string. Now something I can do is figure out how big the string is. How do I do that? Uh, how do I do that? I do length of s. This can be also done in your list. Okay. What I also can do is I can count the number of some pattern in the string. For example, I want to count the number of A's in the string. I just do s dot count of A. Okay, just any pattern that you put here, it counts how many times that pattern occurs in that string. Okay, so if I do s dot count of A, what do you think the answer will be? 2, right? Because I have two A's. I can also find where A is located, and I do that by doing s dot index of A. Okay, these are important things. So it's occurring at position 0. You notice that I have another A much later on, but it's not giving me that position. It's giving me the only the index at which the search character appears first. For example, A is appearing first at the 0th index. Okay, that's why it's giving me that. One thing I can do is I can slice. I can, I think, give positions. Let me do this. Okay, and then the s. Okay, now give me one moment. S dot index of can I do this? I'm trying to slice the string.
So we cannot perform slice operation now because
Uh,
it is immutable.
no, in string you can perform a slice operation, and strings are mutable. You can do s dot replace of. It's okay. I'm just trying to slice in. Yeah, I think I have to do this. Okay. No. Give me one moment. I just wanted to try something that is usually not done. I'm trying to slice the string so that the string is read from the first, uh, from the second index, that is index 1. And to do that, I think I'm just trying to see what the syntax is. Index of,
Sir, one colon empty.
is that it? Let's,
Yes, sir, means it will go to till the end of the string.
now give me an so there's some problem with this. Let me try. Let me try s dot index of and subtext. Okay, so I have to give this first and then do this. I think this is what it is. Yeah. Okay. So this is the syntax. So I give the thing that I need to match it with, and then I say from what position to what position it needs to search the string. So here what I've said is it has to search from the first position till the last position. That's indicated by -1. So it's not giving me the index at 0, it's giving me at the index of A after the position 0. So that is from position 1 to whatever it is. So if you count from here, it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 0, 1. Yeah, so it's at position 8 of the original string. Okay, so it gives me the at the position 8. So this is the thing. So if from the pattern that you need to match the start of the start index and the end index of the string, and it will give you the index where it finds this pattern first, that is a first. Something. So did everyone get this? I was just confused with the syntax. So sorry. Yeah. So this is how you can find index of an element. Okay. So the next thing is you can convert all the elements of a string to uppercase. Okay. See, all the characters, all the alpha letters of the alphabet A to Z can be converted into uppercase by doing s dot upper off. Then I can do s dot lower off, and they become lower again. And then if I do s dot title off, whatever appears after the full stop becomes capital. Okay, and the first letter. See here, the first letter and anything after the full stop also becomes capital. So this helps when you need to write in English, like, and you are not sure after the full stop whether you have capitalized your letters or not. So then this s dot title of is helpful. For example, if I write a long paragraph and I forgotten to capitalize the letter after my full stop, I can use this. Now this is just to show how strings can be sliced. Like for example, uh, we had sliced sliced, right? Even strings can be sliced that way. For example, I just need the word hello. Hello occurs from the 0th index till the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have to write actually 6 here. Okay. So if I do this and to S0 to 6, it gives me hello. Actually, it's 5. Yeah, 0 to 5. Okay. Because hello O ends at the fourth index. I can also concatenate strings. For example, I want to concatenate hello and world. So I do that. So S1, I declare two strings S1 and S2. Okay. And then I join those two. How can I join those two? I just have to use this plus sign. So S1 plus S2 gives me hello world, but there's no space. I want space in between. So I can add another string. Okay. I add this with a space. So the string itself is the space itself is a string. And then I do S1 plus string plus space plus S2 and it gives me hello space world. Okay. I can do that in another manner. For example, I want to combine the words hello and world with a comma in between. So let's do this first. Let's split them. Okay, let's split and join. So these are two inverse functions. We talked about them in week 2. Let's do that again. So I want to split hello world into two things. Okay. So what I do is I define the string hello world. Then I split them s dot split off. If I just do this, no, it will give me a list of two elements, hello and world. It is split where the space is present. Now, suppose I don't want to split using, so this is default. If I just write s dot split off, it will split the string at wherever a blank space is. But suppose I want to split it at some other place. For example, I have this colon here, okay, and I want to split where this colon is there. So in my colon is there in my original string, and I want to split at the place colon is there. So I pass the colon within the argument of split. So when I do that s dot split and inverted commas colon, so let me run these two lines. It will split wherever that colon is and see hello world. Okay. If that colon is not there, it will not split at all. Suppose I have this space and I do a split off with the colon, it will not split. See, it will just give me one element because it could not find that split colon. Okay. Then let's now just use the space. Okay. Now, suppose I want to have this space again in between. Okay. So what I can do is I can have a space bar. So this is a string dot join off and the elements of the list. For example, I want good morning. Okay. Uh, so I want to join these two words good morning with a space in between. So I have this string with an empty space dot join off, and within the join off you pass a list of elements that you need to join. Okay, for example, I want to join good and morning with a space in between. This is how I write it. Space bar within quotes, that is a string, dot join of good morning. When I do that, I get this. See, good morning with a space in between. I can put any string here. It will join all the elements with that whatever is within the string here. Okay. So basically string dot join off and inside the thing a list. So it combines all the elements of the list with whatever string you pass here. Okay. And all the strings come in between. Now something that you also did this in this past week is formatting, list formatting. So I'll give you one example for that. Okay, it's an all encompassing example. For example, I have a string. Okay, I have a string which is like this default. I don't want to write every time this entire string. Okay, I just have this format, and I just want to keep changing the important parts of the string using that. Okay, so I have a template. My template is my name is fill in the blanks dash. So that dash is I want to fill something in that dash. I indicate this by parenthesis. Okay, I'll tell you what this is. Okay, and then I am again dash years old, and again something in the parenthesis. Don't worry about what this is. I'll come to that. Dot again. My height is dash centimeter. So dash, and that dash is represented by this parenthesis. Now, when I so where I can fill in what I need in this parenthesis values. Okay. So what I do is I do print. Suppose I want to print this. S dot for I want to print my name is Tom. I am 42 years old. My height is 124.1 centimeters. I want to write this. Okay. So I can do this thing print s dot format of. So let me run these two things. Okay, and it says my name is Tom. I am 42 years old. My height is 124. So or whatever, wherever these parentheses are, these things are getting inserted. Now there is a mapping to this. Okay, there are two ways you can map it. The first way is what I'm showing you now. See these numbers, just look at these numbers 0, 1 and 2. Okay, so these map to this format takes in a tuple of whatever elements you have. So this entire thing is a tuple, right? So s dot format of tuple you need to do. Within the tuple you pass in these arguments. Now at 0th position I want my name, so I write Tom in string. Okay, because my name is a string. I am 42 years old. That is, that goes at first position. First, so index 1 of the tuple gets mapped to wherever 1 is. Okay, and here we have 2 here. So the second element at the second index, that is the third element of the tuple, gets mapped to this thing. Okay, that's how you map it. Okay, I can just do this. Okay, 0, 1, 2. Okay, so see, I am 42 years old. So I'm just doing this 0, 1, 2. Okay, did everyone understand this? How the mapping is being done to the string using format? The command is s dot format of tuple. Tuple has these elements which map to whatever. So these are indices here 0, 1 and 2. Whatever elements are there in the tuple at those indices, those get mapped to those positions. Okay, did everyone understand this? Yes or no?
So can you explain again?
Okay, so format, this thing is used to format any given string. Okay, now suppose I just want to have a template of a string. This is my template. My name is dash. I am dash years old. My height is dash centimeters. Okay, I don't want to every time write this entire thing. I just want to keep changing this. For example, the next time I don't want to print my name is Tom. I want to print my name is John or something like that. Okay, I am 41 years old. My height is 134 centimeters. Okay, so I just have to run this line, and it will say me, my name is John. I am 41 years old. So when you want to do things like this, you use format. Okay, and how do you indicate the blank spaces? You indicate the blank space, whatever you need to fill, by using parentheses. Okay, and then within parentheses you write the indices of what you want to fill. Okay, did you get that? So suppose at 0th index, so I want to have Tom is in the 0th index. I want to map Tom to this place. So I write 0 within the parenthesis because my tuple, the index of Tom in my tuple is 0. Yeah, the position in this tuple is 0. then I am dash years old. No, because 1 is inside, it goes to the first element at index 1 of this tuple. That is 42. Okay. And if then here my height is 2, this 2, number 2 indicates again indices in my tuple, and at index 2 I have 124.1. Do you understand this? How the mapping is being done?
Yes, sir.
So 0, 1, 2 is
Sir,
basically the indices of the tuple where, and those elements at those indices get mapped. Yes, tell me.
if we save a tuple in some name and can we then send it to the format?
If we save
A tuple element, if we save in a one folder, like s is equal to tom 42 124 1, and then can we yes dot format and then some variable name like that?
yeah, yeah. For example, you want to store this as a different variable itself. Huh?
Yes sir. Yes
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. That you can say t is equal to this thing s dot format of t. Okay. Let's try. Sure, it should work. Okay. T is equal to how many? S dot format. Wait. Okay. Oh, it's not working because it's 2 times you have this circular bracket. S dot format of what is t of 0? Yeah. So print s dot format saying tuple index out of range. Oh, because it's let's try and remove. No, but this will not work. Uh, it's doing tuple of that tuple, so that's why it's not working. No, you can't do that. Okay. Why you can't do that is I'll show you. It's taking s dot format of. So what it's so this length of this tuple. So you need to give a tuple inside. Okay, but since this entire thing is a tuple, okay, if I write 0 here, it will work. It will just print the entire tuple. I'll tell you what is happening. You can't give 1. See, so the tuple is just of size 1. That tuple that you're passing here now has become size 1 because whatever you give inside that thing is taken as a tuple. Okay, when you give this entire thing inside as
Yes
a
sir.
tuple, it's just taking that as one element. So you see that my name is Tom 42 124.1. That entire tuple is so, and the index is only 0. Only one element is there. Okay. So you can't do that. So it's better to just write the tuple inside. Okay.
And sir, if we provide a slice, then
Slice as in.
now we have saved it in t variable. We have saved the entire tuple.
Okay.
Then in the format statement, if we provide the slice, then will it work?
Yeah, with just one string, yes. For example, t is equal to slice of what?
Slice of t itself, sir.
No, t we are still defining, no? So t is equal to s of say 1 like this. Like this.
Yes, sir. No, sir, no, sir. T is equal to all the things means Tom and information. And
Okay.
in the format where we are providing the uh, tuple value, there if we provide the slice,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
then
yeah. So you can write here actually. Now you can actually do this. This you can do. T of 0, T of 1. This should work. This will work. Okay. So suppose I do that and then see. For because I am Tom years old. Why is that happening? No, because yeah, yeah, yeah. See, my name is Tom. I am 42 years old. My height is 120. That is okay. Okay.
yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So there's another way of doing this. Okay. Instead of writing indices, I write here name, age, age and uh, height. Okay, HT. And then here I passed my comments like this, not in here, but see in my format, instead of giving index, I have the name for each of these things. So here I write like this: name is equal to Tom, age is equal to 24, HT is equal to uh, 2134.5. Okay, and then I close this. Okay, see, instead of giving the index, I tend to use this more. I write, I have variables here. Instead of having indices, I have variables here. And within that format, I give values to each of those variables. Okay, so name, the value of name is Tom, value of age is 24, height is 134.5. So I just write variable names here and I define and I give values to those variables here. So that's another way of doing it. It's a better way. Okay, did everyone get this?
Yes, sir.
I just hear one yes, the others. It, this is more intuitive. This
Yes, sir.
I would urge you to use this kind of thing because you don't have to remember indices and all here. You just write this and then you can give whatever. But the variables should match. Okay, exactly. Otherwise, it will give you an error. Okay. So that's some list formatting, the string formatting that you did in. So this is more or less about strings. You have some other things, but I think you can learn them as you go on. Okay, like delete also we have done. Okay, for example, if I define s is equal to uh, again a b c d e f. Okay, s dot delete of uh, I think it's this delete of s of say 0. Okay, oh, okay, I thought this should work. Give me 1 second. How do you delete stuff in a thing? Delete. Well, I usually use the replace function, but I think you can use delete also. What does this do? Okay, I don't know. So what I do is I do this s dot replace of. I want to remove the first element a, replace with blank space. Okay, let's write this. So wherever a is there, it just removes that. Okay, so I do s dot replace of s dot replace wherever a is present with a just inverted commas, no blank space. So it becomes this. Okay, so my thing is a b c d e f a. S dot replace of a with just an empty string. It becomes b c d f. That's what I use. I don't use the delete function. Okay, but I think you should go look up how delete works. I am not. I don't know, forgotten it. Okay, so that is more or less about string. What else? You did standard input output. We have done this in the first class itself, no? So for example, if I write just if I run this line and suppose you want to enter enter your name. Okay, I paste that here. Enter input your name. In our thing, player one, I run this entire thing. So input is the keyword here. So basically, this allows you to react interactively with the computer. It You can give the input while the computer while the code is being executed. For example, I say player equal to input enter your name. Okay. It will ask me enter your name. Then I say Tom. Okay. So that's now if I say what player one is, if I just say player one, it will tell Tom. Okay. So while you are executing your code, you can give in your inputs. Yeah. So there was this question, no, in your last week's assignment, player one, player two, and write the scores. So you can do this here. Okay. For example, you just want to enter all the details of all the matches. That is player one, player two, like this. I'll show you. I think week five also has a similar kind of assignment. Sorry, not this. Okay, so this is your assignment, and I'll just show you one part. Okay, and then the other part is exactly like how you did your week four assignment. Where is that? So suppose you want to enter details in this format, okay, interactively, okay. So how you can do that is, and I want to store everything in a list. So this piece of code might be helpful to you. So I have an empty list, and I want to populate that list with all these details: player one's name, player two's name, and the scores. Okay, and the scores. So player one, player two, and the score of the match. So how I can do that is, uh, suppose yeah, while true, I write this loop. So I player one, it will ask me enter player one name, enter player two name, and score equals player score. And I want to end when I enter EOF. Okay, so I'll just modify this. Okay, I'll tell you why I'm doing that. This is just to help you with your assignment. So I want to enter all these details. How I can do that is I just run this entire code. Okay. So I want to basically have a list of all those match details. I run this entire code. Now it will ask me player one. I'll say Federer. Okay. Federer. Okay. And player two, Nadal. And then it will ask me for the score 6-1, 6-2. This is the format. Okay. Only two matches. Okay. Then again for the next match, player one, say women's Williams. Okay. Then another thing. So say what were so many players? Harden, Justin. Okay. Player two, and then 6-6-3, comma 6-4, comma 4-6, something like this. Score. Okay. I press enter. Then I write EOF. Okay. It will ask me player two also. Just I give random ABC because I don't have anything here. None. Okay. None. Okay. Now if I just ask for matches, you see, it's giving me in that format. Federer Nadal. The first element is Federer Nadal's details of Federer Nadal's match. The second is Williams and Justin match, and then you have EOF. Okay. So what it's doing here is it's a while loop. I write while true. It will execute until the thing breaks, the loop breaks. So it will ask you every time while they enter the loop, enter details for player one, enter player two details, enter player score. Now, if player one, if I have not entered EOF as player one, that is end of whatever file, then it will just append using that join thing. So what it will do is it will create a string with which joins player one, player two, and score with all these colons. So this is what we did today, right? So colon dot join of player one, player two, and score. So it joins all these elements of the list with this colon and keeps appending that until my player one is not EOF. If it is EOF, then it will just append EOF to the thing and it will come out of the loop. It will break. Okay. So did you understand this code, everyone? And then I just asked print what matches is, print the matches, list of matches. Did you understand this, everyone?
Yes, sir.
This might help you do
Yes.
the code in some manner. So all the matches are stored in a list with each element as a string with the details. Okay. Okay. So if that is done, we'll do some try. We will do handling files first. Okay. So you've done something on handling files also, not as so much in the assignments, but it's good to know. Okay. Suppose
Sir,
you want to read and yes, tell me.
I was wondering like we have to input the values by ourselves, like we have to write a piece of code that will input the values, or we'll just have to write a function and which will handle the files and store those data points in a dictionary, and then we can use other functions to get the best of five matches and sets one and all those things.
Let me just see the instructions. So you should print out to the screen standard output a summary. Oh, you need to print out. For instance, you should print out a summary in decreasing order where the ranking is according to the criteria 1 to 6. Compare if equal, compare item to. Okay. So you have to take in this entire thing as an input. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And how you taken? Have they asked you to take it as standard input? You will
Like
read input from the keyboard containing the results of several tennis matches. Each match is recorded on a separate line with the following format. Okay, so you have to modify this code. So instead of this, okay, you just write match details. Okay, I've broken it down to just to show you, but you can write match details.
yeah. So what I have done is like I've taken this input which they have given and converted into a dictionary, which then I'll try to
Yeah,
calculate
that is
on
okay. That you
those.
can do later on. Yeah, I have done it as a list. You can do
Mm.
it as a dictionary, whatever. But your input has to come from the
Mm.
keyboard. Okay, that you understood.
Yeah.
So like if match details, so then your code becomes even simpler. I had not seen that. Okay, if match details not equal to, keep appending that, otherwise just append this. Okay, and you have to write the match details in one go like this. Okay, so for example, I'll just run this entire thing now. I have stored it as a list, the matches part. Okay, you can store it as anything. Oh, this is equal to equal to. Okay, yeah, you can store it as a dictionary, no worries. But your input should go like this, so it should have enter details. Okay, and then I will have to enter this is Fed, Nadal, and then 6162 in that exact format. Okay, and when I do EOF, oh, oh, not equal to. Okay, sorry, this should be not equal. So it's ending. Okay, enter details. I do Fed. So this your computer should be able to do this. Your program. Okay, every match I should be able to write this way. Okay, it will ask for it. Now I write an EOF. So it will go. Now if I say just matches, it is broken because my thing has matched. My break statement has been executed because in my program that thing is there. Sorry. store it as a dictionary. You can do whatever. I have stored it as a list, then I work on it. But yes, you can store it as dictionaries also. Okay. Did
Yeah.
everyone get that?
What I was asking is like it doesn't matter if we try, if we write a function to enter the details, we don't have to do that, right? We just have to keep in mind that this type of input is gonna come in our function, and on the basis of that input, we have to
Yes,
do
yes, yes, yes,
these certain operations,
yes, yes.
right?
Yeah. So it's given clearly here that, for example, you will read input from the keyboard containing the results of several tennis matches. Each match is recorded on a separate line with the following format. For example, an input line of the form indicates that. So this is basically user given input. Okay.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can just have this entire thing as stored as something and as a dictionary or whatever I think. But here you have to you have to tell the user to input the data as standard input. You will read input. This is important. You will read input from the keyboard. Okay. So your computer should, your program should be able to do that, which is like this. Okay. Did you get that? Is it okay now? Then once you store this, then you operate, then you do all your functions, all your matches list. This could be a dictionary also. And I store it in a form of dictionary. Here I have stored it as form of list. Okay. Then you
Yeah.
work
So
on this
what
variable.
I actually hello.
Yes, yes, tell me.
So what I have done is like the given date. I have copied that given data
Okay.
and stored it in a text file, and then wrote a function on it to access that file, and then try to uh, sort that data into a dictionary, and then go on.
Yeah, no, but you have to give the input. So that is actually like what previous week's assignment was. Like you have some input. You might not have the exact input here. Here is just given that one. This is your input, but you might have other test cases also. Okay. See, there are different test
Hmm.
cases, right? You can't keep copying that same input, right?
Okay.
So you have to write the program in this manner, like I showed you, that takes input from the keyboard. They would have written some other auxiliary code for how this has been inputted in the program. This you don't have to write. You can't keep copying these three test cases. Okay. You have to just
Hmm.
write the part here like this that takes an input as whatever and then works and dot whatever you get.
Okay.
Okay. So each
Okay.
detail is given as an input. If you look here, each match, this is how your input is actually given. You have to give all those inputs and finish the input with an EOF. And then once you have given all the input and an EOF, you would have gotten some list of stuff. For example, in your case, you had dictionary of things, right? And then you work on that.
Hmm.
Okay? Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
It has to be given from the keyboard. Otherwise, that's a static input. Okay. Then there are something called you can handle files. You can write text. You can write all kinds of files, text files, Excel files, CSV files, all kinds of things. Okay. Here I just show you how to write what you call uh, text files. Okay. This you can specify what type of file you want here. For example, CSV is a comma separated file. All the columns will be separated by commas. Then you can write an Excel file, all kinds of things. Okay. Usually I write text files. So how do I write it? This is the standard syntax. F is the variable name. It is F equals open. then I write, I don't have to use this, I can just, so this is how I write the file, path file, specify the path of the file, and then until here is the path of my file, and then this is my name of the file, okay, test.txt, okay, and I want to write a file. That means I'm going to, when I say w, I'm going to say I'm going to write a file, a new file, okay. So every time when I write w, it opens a file, and it's whatever is there, it overwrites it. Suppose my file already had something in it, it will overwrite it, it will write something afresh, okay. So for example, this is what it is. I do this, then I do f dot write of hello world, okay, and then I close it, okay. Let's go to my desktop now. So my desktop will have this test file, yeah, and it will have the words hello world. See, hello world is there. Do you see that? Now I want to, if I repeat this again same time, okay, let me close it. It will give me an error if it's not closed. Instead of hello world, I write hello class, okay. Now because I'm using W, it will overwrite what was already there, okay. So I've done this. You need to always close the file, okay, otherwise it will give you an error. Whatever after opening you have to close. So you see it's changed to hello class. It's not hello world anymore, it's hello class. So that's what W does, it overwrites the file every time. But so suppose now I don't want to overwrite it, I want to add more lines. Instead of W, I say A. A stands for append. Okay. These are inbuilt codes. Now instead of hello class, I write hello world. Okay. See what happens. So I'll run this, this, and this. It will open the file, append, and then hello world, and then let me just open my file now. There's hello class, there's hello world also. Did you see that? So that is what is happening. Okay. So it's appending to the same file, and this n is for new line. This here, this signifies new line. So every time the text should go on a new line. Okay. If I don't write this, it will write everything on the same line. Okay. So that's what it is. Okay, and then I can read the same file. Suppose I just want to read it now. I don't want to go access on my desktop. I just want to read what is there. Instead of A or W, I just write R. I open the same file, okay, and I want to print whatever is in it. So it's printing, see, hello class and hello world, okay, and then I close the file. I close it. So these are how you read and write files, okay. There are different way you can yeah. So this is how you basically open, write, and read files. You can use a for loop also. I think read lines of is a good example. I'll ask you to implode this. Go read this. Go read lines of. There's some function like that. Okay. Okay. Do that. The next thing is error handling. We did something. You also did something called as error handling in your thing course this time. And error handling is when you have expected errors. Okay, when you have, for example, when your program is working. Suppose we did something last in very early. No, we had something where we had a number divided by 0, and then I wrote many if else for that. But you know that at some times this error will happen. Okay, you know you're expecting it. That is when you use try an exception. So what it does, this is how it works. Suppose I don't have the variable x, but I just write print x. It is an error, right? It's some kind of name error. So I don't want my computer to stop and give me an error, but alert me in some manner. So what I do is I do try print text. If that gives me an error, it will give me a name error. So these kind of errors are called name errors, where you have not named a variable, you have not defined a variable called x. Then you say print variable x is not defined. Okay, that's the first exception. Otherwise, you print except something else. If it's not a name error but some other kind of error, then it will print something else is wrong. Okay, let's see what it is. Okay. So it says variable x is not defined because x is a name error. Suppose I specify this as runtime error. Okay, these are all types of errors. I'll ask you to go read this. Go write what runtime error is, name error is, index error is, all those kind of things. Okay, so something like this. It will say something else went wrong. It will not print this exception because it's not a runtime error, it's a name error. So it will go to this line. It will say something else went wrong. Okay. For example, and I can try and do another thing. Say x is equal to a list. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Now I say print x of 4. Okay. Now I say index error. Okay. Index error. Then I say except name error. And then, so these are different, all different kinds of errors except runtime error. Uh, Sorry, I just copy index out of reach. Out of range. Name error, say x is not defined. Fine. Runtime error is say print runtime error. Program taking too long. When does runtime error happen? When the program is just taking too long. Reduce input size. Okay. Or except print something else went wrong. So I'll show you all these kinds of, maybe not runtime error because I don't want to spoil my computer. Okay. So yeah. So what do you think? Which line will get printed now? Because my fourth, I don't have x of 4. X of 4 is not defined. So which do you think which error will get printed? Let's see.
Name error, I think.
No, it is an index error because my index is 4. It's not there.
I thought X is not defined.
Yeah,
Sorry.
x is there. I've defined x now. Now if I don't define x, it will give me a name error, and then okay, x is equal to maybe I'll just say int of a b c d. Okay, now I'll try and print this. I think this will give me a runtime error. No, give me something else. Okay, but if I don't define x only, then it will give me, as you said, name error. Oh, it's, oh wait, I'll just clean this up. X, say x is equal to none. Okay, yeah, now it says something else went wrong. Yeah, it's not even giving an x because x is none now. So delete x. It will just delete that variable. Now it will say that x is not defined. So I've deleted x. I've deleted that variable x itself. Okay. So when I do that, say because x is not defined, it says variable x is not. It's a name error. I also got something else went wrong. That is when I said x is equal to none. So it's not that x is not defined, but x does not take, has nothing in it. Okay. So it says something else went wrong. Okay. So these are different. So you use this in programs where you are expecting some error to happen. Okay. For example, uh, y is equal to y is equal to 5 divided by 0. Okay. Okay. Now you see print y. What happens? Okay. I am trying and printing y, but you see it's giving me this error. The error is division by 0. Let's see what the computer prints. Sorry, not. It's printing this thing. Variable y is not defined. Let me. Yeah, it's because that it's giving me an error at the first time itself. The y is not taking a value at all. So it says printing this name error that the variable is not defined. So it's okay. So these are ways in which you can prompt the computer to perform certain functions when you are expecting an error. Okay. So what is it printing now? Variable y. It's doing a name error because my thing is not. Yeah, my variable is not getting defined. Okay. Maybe I'll do this here. 5 divided by 0. Okay, let's see what it does. Something else went wrong. When I tried to do 5 divided by 0, it says something because it's not an index error, there are no indexes. It's not a variable error also because 5 divided by 0, there are no variable there. It's not a runtime error, but the error is something else. What is the error? The error is basically that divided by 0. It's division by 0 itself is an error. So it's not coming under any of these errors. So it's giving me something else went wrong. Okay. Any doubts? Yeah. Any doubts on try and expect? Can you think of places where this is useful? Like one I showed you where that division is not happening.
Sir,
Yeah.
how the questions will be asked in exam, sir?
Exam they will ask you to write what the output is of a given piece of code. It's like in your assignments, in your MCQs, they ask you right what will be the value of the output or what those kind of things will be there. Then there will be programming assignment also where you given some they'll say you have to write a program that does this. Write a program with that takes in different inputs like you've done your programming assignment also. Okay.
Okay,
So,
sir.
so exactly how your assignment and your assignments have been, they'll be like that. This week, not much was done, so I don't have a lot to say. But yeah, I think this is a little important. I mean, I don't have much. A string, there was exception. There was this pass and delete thing also. So there was this one more thing. Pass, no? We actually had did that when we did for loop. Suppose I don't want to write anything in the for loop for I in range 1 to 10. Okay, and nothing. Okay, I just can't leave it at that. It will show give me an error. But if I say pass, nothing. And if I just run this, oh, okay. If I don't write pass, it will give me an error. For example, if I just run this, no, it will say see something like this. But if I don't, if I want to, I don't write anything within the loop or within any of the repeating things, I can just write see pass. Now it's not giving me an error. So pass is used to fill in empty gaps in a program where you don't want to write anything. Okay. And there was delete. Delete is used to delete variables. For example, I write x is equal to 10 and I do delete of x. Okay. Delete of x. And then if I call x again, you'll see what happens. So I run this x is equal to 10. Then I do delete of x. Then when I ask x, it says name x is not defined, even though I defined it earlier because I've deleted that variable fully. Okay. So delete is used to delete variables. Is that okay? So to go do more programs on string formatting and all these things, yeah. Mostly string formatting. Python is very good for string formatting. Go do programs on that. Any other doubts in this session? Otherwise, we will close early. I don't have much to do this time, but if I have questions, I'll take.
Sir, how you hello?
Yes, tell me.
Yeah. So how you go on about solving any hard question on lead code?
On lead code, no, I basically try and write the pseudocode. So pseudocode I showed you know, I take a pen and paper and I
Can,
go
can you show us like how to do those kinds of things? Like what's the process like?
yeah, I don't know. Give me an example.
If you don't have anything else to like mm,
Okay. You give me
do,
some example, no?
uh,
Not too hard one because then even
like
I'll have to think, but give me some just read out some question.
like there's a wild card matching like given a I'll
Can you
just send you in the
yeah,
chat
yeah. Send me in the chat.
conversation. Okay.
If it's too hard, even I'll take some time, but yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yes, tell me.
I actually wanted to know this is my first time taking an NPTEL exam. So how would the question paper pattern would be? Is it all MCQs or will they ask us to give a code
You'll
for
also be
some
asked to write
questions
a
or
code.
anything?
I think for sure you'll be asked to write a code. So it's like
Okay.
how you're doing your assignments. You have a box where you write the code, right? And there are different test cases. Only if
Hmm.
you get the test cases correct will you get
Yes.
for marks. Yes. So it will be like that only.
Okay. Thank you so much.
And MCQs also will be like write what is the output. So you'll just have to write a number 27 or it'll be like multiply two numbers 3 into 7. There'll be a code for that and you'll have to write what the product is. Or if you're getting an error, it will ask that they'll ask, is this that will it give you an error or not? Where will it give you an error? Those kind of things. So the best way to practice for the exam is to keep writing more and
Okay.
more code. Do more and more examples.
So they will provide us the Python platform, right?
Yes, yes, yes. That will be provided. Like how in like in the assignments also, you where you fill in, no, that's a Python environment.
Yes.
Yes, tell me.
So,
Yeah.
sir, would you discuss some previous year questions so that we can get familiar with the pattern?
So I am the TA for the first year. I don't have unfortunately last year's questions.
I've sent you the link. Can you
Yes,
check,
send some
please?
link. Okay, let's do this program, one program, and see. Hey, what is this? Enable dynamic layout. I don't know. Okay. Wildcard. Given input string S and a pattern P, implement wildcard matching with support for dash and okay. Including the empty sequence. I didn't get this. Question matches any single character. Okay, so if it's occurring more than once, it is uh, This is slightly hard because I don't know how to do right. I mean, it will take me some time. Uh,
So I just want to know the process of it, like how you go on about certain problems. Like it doesn't matter if you solve it now or not. Just the way you go on.
okay, so what I do is first is, suppose you have this input string S and a pattern P. Okay, implement wildcard pattern. Okay, what I do is I take one example. Okay, this is I make it up. Okay, okay, this is my string. Now, given any pattern that is here, wait, I'm just trying to understand matches any single character. Input S is equal to A, and yeah. So then I need to search and see this is my S, and then P is some string. Okay, so this string is something. Okay, it could be just, yeah, just okay. Now I think, okay, now what, how do I search my string? I search my string using a for loop. Okay, so I write a for loop. So if I when I keep going through this, if I find this, I have to say yes, the pattern matches. Okay, with this, just whatever is occurring. Okay, so what I do is, and also this could be, there's another complexity. I need to know what this length is. Okay, so this could be A, this could be AA also. Okay, I need to know, because and that will determine how my thing is searched. Okay, whatever. So okay, forget whatever this pattern is. Now I need to write, I know that now I need to write a for loop to search within this string. So I write for E in S, if E, that character is equal to P, then you say return true. No, not return true, print true, or print there is a match. Okay, so this is for one thing. Now if there is a pattern, I don't know what that pattern, I didn't understand that, but you see the thing, what I've done, I take in static inputs and try to work with that static input first. Okay, so if I just run this entire thing, it will say there is no match because nothing will get output, because A, but if I do single A, okay, I, then this happens. It will, there is a match because there is one single A here. Okay, so I try and give different kinds of inputs and outputs for the code I write. Okay, this is a little easy, but if you have more tests, you have to think from the computer's perspective as to what more condition that you need to put. Everything is putting more condition, more of this part. Okay, what more condition do you need to put to get the desired output? Okay, for example, here I'm trying to figure out the conditions, and to do this I write a pseudocode. For this I didn't have to write, but for example, suppose there's a code that says, okay, find all the factors of a number. It is not very easy, you know, like first I need to think, okay, first I need to see what all numbers are divisible. Now what is the test for divisibility? I need to use percentage. So when are things divisible? When the modulus is 0, when the remainder is 0, then I need to store all those in a list. All those I keep thinking what I store, what I don't want to store, those kind of things, and then I work out. So it's more about algorithms and logic, and that you need to write a pseudocode. That's how I think. For example, find GCD of a number. If you want to write GCD, you first have to, how would you do it? Like how would you using a pen and paper do it? Okay, not like what you know prior. Like for example, just because I know the just because I know that 8 is divisible by 3, or divisible by 4 does not mean the computer also will know it. Computer has to go sequentially. Directly, it will not tell me what numbers are divisible, what numbers divide 8. So you have to test, okay, is 1 divisible by 8? Does 1 divide 8? Does 2 divide 8? Does 3 divide 8? Does 4 divide 8? And what are the relevant checks you need to do? Okay, for that you need to put in more and more if conditions depending on your cases, test cases. Okay, that's usually the job of test programming also, where you give different conditions. It's a vague way of telling what you need to do, but that's a little. I don't know where to practice this. I just found what is this lead code? It's a good place where it's in a pile. I'll ask you all to write, go through this website. It's pretty good. Go do the easy problems, I guess. Okay. So here you just have to write your function. Okay. I'm trying to figure out what this thing is. Matches any sequence. So star is any sequence. What is this here?
Is it talking about regular expressions like
Yes,
with
yes,
the
these are
help of
regular expressions. Yes, these are regular
Hmm.
expressions. I'm trying to write a code for that, thinking this matches C, but the second letter is A. Okay, so for this, no, you have to write many things. For example, I don't know how. So if you write something like this, that means anything can be before an A, right? Yeah, and uh,
Yes.
and then it is to be followed by this letter. So so what I would do is I'll go to Python and say, give me a command that specifies any string of length 1 in Python. Because what I can also do is let's try and think from a more basic point of view. So So what I'll do is first, no, I will just first take a substring of this. Okay. So whatever expression I give in P, if I have this or this, I will remove that. Okay. And just print that pattern. For example, let's do it. Let's do this program. So suppose my thing was this. Okay. What I'll do is, okay, I'll do P new is a new string. Uh, P dot split of P, okay, and I just want the last
Oh,
element of that. Okay.
yeah, sir. Can we write two functions like one for question mark
Yes,
that
yes,
will only match a single character and a star asterisk sign that will match the whole string if
yes,
it is present in a substring.
yes. You could write two, both. So let's try
Hmm.
and do that. Now, what is my P new? If I write this P new, it is just whatever pattern is there, right? Oh no, what is P split of A? P dot split of A, not this. Not the, okay. I'm just writing for question mark. Yes, you can write two different functions. Okay. Now what is P new? It is A. It is whatever is occurring after this thing. Okay. Another way to write that is, there are different ways to write that. This is one way of writing that. Now what I do is, if P new in A, print there is a match. Okay. Oh, sorry. I'll just run this entire thing. What is this? Sorry, print new in S. Okay, there is a match because there is this A, but if I write AA, it won't be there. It has to match exactly, Okay, it is not printing there is a match because that else statement I've not written, but A is not there in the string. But if I have to match, say what is the next part? String matches any sequence. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what this is. I mean, this is very easy to write, no? But I think they want to say what A star is. Is there another input case? Okay, P contains only lower in case English characters. So this is good. See, they have given such things. S contains only lower English characters. You can write a very long if statement for this, but that's okay. So that's doing one part. The other part is just, I don't know. Suppose my search string is P is equal to something star A. So basically anything, any amount of letters that is, and then ending with A, right? Is that what it means? Is that what it means? I don't know what this star actually means.
Yeah, yeah.
Just one A or it can end with more A's?
Can be any number of letters.
In this part, right?
Yeah, in star part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then that star part has to end with an A.
Yeah, if the pattern is asterisk A, then before A there can be any number of letters that those will be matched with star.
So then you just need to find A here. If A is there in the thing, if you just search for A, same thing. Instead of this, if I write, this will also work because you just need any A anywhere, right? Whereas this question mark is a little tricky. It has to be followed by exactly this sequence. Yeah? If I write this, then I just need to find if A is there anywhere in the sequence, it will match.
Hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's how I broke down this question mark into because you need the specific thing, no? So I'm trying to extract what is after this question mark, and only if that is there in the sequence, I and yeah, you need one character before that. There is a match, and you also need one more condition that you need one letter character before that. I think you need to write one more thing. If that maybe extract the position of A and see what is before that position. If there's any character, then you sprint there is a match. So yeah, you need to think of all these test cases. So once you write the code, keep doing different test cases and see whether your code works. Okay, for example, actually this is not correct because I need to, this is not, it will find A, yes there is a match, but you need a character before that. So if P in this, then I also want to write if index of uh, if there is in if s dot index of P new is greater, the index has to be greater than or equal to 1. Otherwise, if it's my first index, then there's no character above that. No, then you print there is a match. Did you see why I put this extra condition? It will search for that whatever this thing is, and if it's present at the first instance, then it will give me false because there's no question mark. No, there's no character before the a where that question mark should be there. Okay, so this index has to be greater than or equal to 1. So a should be only from the first index or later. Yeah. So try and think of all kinds of test cases. This is what actually programming testers do. Okay, they try and think of all test cases so that their input gives you the desired output. Any input gives you the desired output. Okay. Any other questions? I'm sorry, this class was a little short. I didn't have. I mean, there was not a lot done in this. In this week.
All right. There's also one question about merging k sorted list. So we just have to write the algorithm
Yeah, yeah.
as it is, right?
Yes, yes. So, I mean, it's difficult to write the algorithm as it is without thinking how it works. It's not easy.
Mhm. Like, yeah, like there are three lists
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
list.
You have to divide them and then merge them. First, compare elements in the first position. Yeah, like, yeah, you have to do it recursively.
Like if you find if you get what algorithm we should use in a question, then uh,
Then coding is
about
very easy.
90% is done, right?
Yeah, coding is very easy. It's just which
Mm.
what the it's just like just writing stuff in the computer. The algorithm is
Yeah,
the hard part.
algorithms are like straightforward answers. Like if you know it's gonna work, then you just have to write it
Yeah, yeah.
as
So
it is.
so algorithm is not straightforward. The writing the code is straightforward.
Mm.
Writing the algorithm, if you don't know how what to do, then it's a little problematic. But once you've written down the algorithm in like English or whatever, just converting that to computer language is not very difficult.
Okay,
Okay. So
thank you.
that, yeah. Okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, if you can please break down the assignment problem, what should be done after what, it would be
This
helpful for
one.
us.
Okay.
No,
So
no,
I think
assignment
this
problem.
one last question, last unit 1 to 6, no? Last week you would have done 1 to 6. This week you just have to add the standard input line, the thing that I just showed. You have to give the input as one line, and then store them as a list or dictionary or whatnot, and then do your operations. If you've done the last week assignment, then this second part is very straightforward. But if you have not done that, we discussed a lot of things, how to extract elements of a dictionary and things like that. Yeah, how to collate, how to find stuff, how to count, things like that. I don't know. I know this. I've done this. But do you want? If I tell you the answer, then it becomes a little easier. Maybe we'll do just one case. Number of best of 5 set matches one. So you have to see. So if you see how this is written, no, all the elements, you have to. The first name is the winner's name, and the second name is the loser's name. You have to count. Say everything is in within a dictionary. You have to count all the values where 3 or 5, like where best of 5 matches take place. Okay, and in that you have to just collect, okay, how many times the name appears in the first time. If that happens n number of times, that means the number of best of 5 set matches for Zverev is that many matches. Okay, so you go and have to need to find all these elements where there are 5 sets or at least 3 sets where all the 3 sets have been won by this player, the first player. Okay, you have to write those if conditions. Okay, so that will tell me for Zverev how many matches Zverev has won. Same thing. You have to just traverse all these things. For example, Zverev has won how many 5 set matches here? How many times has Zverev won matches? You have 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 matches he's won. And how many of these were 5 sets? This one was a 5 set clearly. How do you write a if code for that? you try and break these down into split by columns, or split by, suppose this entire thing is a string, you split by commas. And if the length is 5, you know that it's a 5 set match. If the length is greater than or equal to 3, you know it could be a 5. If it is always greater than 3, you know it's a 5 set match. If it's equal to 3, then you write another if condition wherein you split these first three things by commas, and you see whether in all the three things the first number is greater than the second number. All these are if conditions you need to write. If the first number is greater than the second number in each of these things, you know Zverev has won a 5 set match by winning the first 3 sets. Okay, so that's how you have to tell the computer to do things. Otherwise, you know that he's won a best of 3 sets match, not a best of 5. Okay, and then you have to sort accordingly. When he's won by best of 5, you need to add for that. Yeah, and then best of 3, how many 3 set matches he's won. You need to use count variables and things like that. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
So that's what I've done. Like I've just broken down this first part. Try for each player, you create a dictionary with values. Okay, Zverev. So what all values you need? Zverev, 5 set matches, 1 3 set. All these are values. Okay, and then all these are empty at first, and then you have to keep updating. You go through your input. Suppose this entire thing has been saved as a dictionary. Okay, and okay, so you see how many no, all these are saved as a list, and then you traverse this entire list and you see how many times wherever appears first, and you extract only those things, and in that you see how many of them are 5 set matches. So he's won so many 5s. How to check for 5 set matches? I just told you. Then you check for how many 3 set matches he's won. So you update those two values in your dictionary. Then number of sets won. If you have done this, this is, you know, you can get this number indirectly because you have been calculating. He's won 5 sets here, he's won 3 sets here. You can keep updating those things. Number of games won, you
Yes.
have to extract. Number of games won. So within this thing, you need to extract. Okay, you have to extract just this number. 2. 2 is the games won in this set by Zverev. And you need to keep adding those. So you need to have counters for each of these things. Yeah.
Okay, sir. In the below line, when it is given, your program should print out the following:
Yeah.
Zverev 3, 0, 10, 104, 11, and 106.
Yeah.
So 3 is number of 5 sets,
Yes.
5 set matches won.
Yes.
0 is number of 3 sets matches
Yes.
won, and 10 is number of sets won.
Yes.
104 is the number
like
of
this.
games won.
Exactly like this. Okay.
Hmm. Okay.
Then you have ranking. You have to compare ranking. After you get the entire output, you have to compare the ranking also. You have to print according to rank they have said, no? Zverev is first because why? 3 is greater than 1. He's won more matches than anyone else. So again, you have to do that sorting, merge sort, and all those kind of things. Yeah? You have to use quite a bit of merge sort, or you can use sort of. Sort of uses merge sort. It's an inbuilt program, but you have to do sorting somewhere or the other. You don't have to write a merge sort program that Sir has written. You can use inbuilt sorting programs with Python, like sort of. Huh?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay. If nothing else, yeah, anything else? If I do the assignment problem, then it becomes a little. I didn't do the assignment. I just do hints which help you do the assignment problem. If I do it directly, then becomes spoon feeding. Yeah.
Yeah, no need to solve the assignment.
What I've done, like each of these things, the principles we have done. I've shown you like in very small bits how to count, how to get what you need, like the desired info, how to do slicing to get the desired information, how to store stuff in a dictionary and call those values, call those keys, get the values of those keys, all those things we have done. Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Sir, if the questions were asked like this only in our exams, then it would be time consuming. No, sir.
They won't ask such big
Then
exams.
how
Don't
should
worry.
we?
They won't ask you such big questions. Don't worry. Okay.
Okay, sir.
But the assignments, because assignments you have 1 week to do the assignment, no? That's why they're giving you these kind of.
Okay, sir.
It's not to be done in like half an hour. It takes like time. You have to think of those conditions, things like that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you, and hope to see you later. I'll upload the video. Yeah. Sure. Shortly.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Sir, one more question, sir.
Yes. 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 Tell me, Manisha.
And yes, ma'am. Is the questions the main exam question is MCQ type?
It will be MCQ, and I've been repeating this. It will be MCQ programming also included. You'll have to write programs.
And maximum marks will be?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Don't worry. Don't worry about the
Okay.
exam. Keep
Thank
practicing the question. You'll do the exam day. If you learn from the exam point of view, you won't learn at all. Write all the programs, practice, do the assignments properly. Then you're in good shape to do the assignment, to do the exam. Yeah.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye.